got another one.
Welcome back to another episode of Gina for the Soul podcast. My name is Gina, and we're here. I do have a special guest for you guys today, which I'm really excited to present to you guys. It's gonna be DJ Preme.
Hey.
So, he's from Chicago. He has a city buzzing. We gonna get in tune with him. So let's just jump into it. I love to dive deep into, the culture, music, everything of that nature. So let's go ahead and get started.
Sure.
So Preme, he's just not a DJ, he's a curator of energy, he's a tastemaker and someone who knows how to move the crowd. Preme, welcome again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Sure,
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling cool. I'm good. Life's good. God's good. Everything's pretty cool today. It's nice weather. We finally get good weather, so I feel good outside.
Oh yeah, it is a really nice day outside today. So tell us where you're from for those who don't know you.
I'm from the east side of Chicago, Jeffrey Manor to be specific. I grew up with my mom and my dad. Mostly with my mom, but just a lot of music around me and a lot of music inspiration around me and stuff like that. So yeah, I would say where I grew up is like a very, very important part of who I am, and I feel like I wear that everywhere I go. So yeah.
That's great to hear because Chicago really is a musically rich city, and just growing up here, how did the city influence you? Your sound, your ear, the way you move as a DJ.
Man, it inspired me like a lot growing up. My cousins, they used to rap like with like Twisted and the Underground and stuff like that. My cousins, like, they also had like juke parties and stuff. So just being young and just being around, experiencing all these things kind of helped me be more interested in music and just be more interested from where I came from. Because I know a lot of cities don't have, their own culture, or like, they haven't made their own cultures yet, or right. Haven't been able to really tap into there. So I think we have such a special culture to the point where, like, if you're from here, you know what it is, So I think it really inspired me for many different reasons, just on how I DJ, what I play outside, what I listen to on my off time, and what I put people on to. So yeah.
That's great. I love to hear that. What was the defining moment for you where you realized DJing is something you wanted to really do?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. It was really early. I think when I DJ'd my basketball teams, my 8th grade basketball team pep rally, and I was on the basketball team. Mm-hmm. So like I'm on the basketball team DJing for the basketball team. Everybody like, ain't you supposed to be on the basketball team? I'm like, no. I'm like, I am. I got like a whole jersey on while DJing, and like that's when I knew like it was, I'm in 8th grade, so like obviously you don't know how serious it could get, but everybody has their dreams and everybody has their aspirations. So it's like, if you're doing this right now, that means you really want to take it really serious one day.
Oh yeah.
So I would say that was one of my early ones, but I would say just being around certain environments has really shown me how far I've come. I'm not gonna list any, but it's just how you grow in your career and see different things and meet different people, and when you meet different people, they tell you how good you're doing, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm doing my job. So,
it's definitely refreshing hearing that feedback, like, yo, I'm doing it. But let's throw it back a little bit. What type of music and like sound was playing in your house, like, growing up? What kind of artists were your family playing? Type of things like
everything that. Like, when I say everything, like Billie Holiday, man, what's the other group? P-Funk, Unconfunk, The Bomb, them, like George Clinton, like all type of that stuff, Sade, Public Enemy, a lot of like just random stuff, but like it was like a lot of black music stuff. Like my parents really made sure that like I kind of like knew my black history. My dad is a really like I don't know how to put it, but like he's really like on that type of time for sure. So, you know, like he always made sure that I just knew my Black history with the music and how far we've come. Like I used to listen to a lot of John Coltrane, like a lot of a lot of that stuff growing up. But then I think when I moved to my auntie house, that's when I really got introduced to rap. So like I was like on early Gucci, early Jeezy. I was on like a lot of trap stuff early. You know, we was like before Chicago had like a real sound or like real rappers from the city. We was listening to Atlanta music, so you know, Soulja Boy, like all that stuff. So it was like a combination of everything that kind of made my interest, you know, widen. You know,
Right. No, yeah, that's amazing. So, like, what's going on through your mind when you're DJing? Like, is that something that, you know, you're fully adapting to, you know, the energy in real time? Or is that something, you know, you're just, like, planning it?
I don't usually plan for real. Like, I like, it sounds crazy. Sometimes I do, like, if it's specific sets or, like, you know, specific vibes, okay, cool, you know, but even in those, like, it's not, like, I'm not playing, like, like a song in like an order or anything like that. It's more of just like, you know, I got these playlists of songs or like, you know, this certain folder for certain things, and I'm gonna just see how the crowd, you know, rock with it. What's the vibe of the crowd? And whatever the vibe of the crowd gives me, you know, it lets me know what direction I should go in. So yeah, I don't really do a lot of planning. I add a lot of music though. Like I add like different stuff that's like, you know, maybe people outside are playing or stuff that I think is cool or, you know, just different things like, or things that maybe like no one has really heard of for real. So I just try to, you know, always keep myself on my toes in the moment, but it's mostly just in real life thing. It's not like, you know, planned anything like that. So, yeah.
That's yeah. Well, you know, there's a psychology behind building up a crowd. Is there like a trick that you have from taking people from just like straight up vibing to fully locking into your set?
Man, honestly, you just gotta focus on that one person. Like, you know, if it's just one person like jamming out, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take them to hit to another person, and it's gonna hit to another person.
Frequency.
Yeah, you know, I think that's what it is. You know, when you DJ, you gotta always sense out the energy, you know, of just crowds or just anywhere you're at, you know, because I mean, some places you want it to be jumping, but like every place not gonna always be like that, you know.
Right.
But you know, you at least want to do your job to the point where it's like, okay, cool, like he's doing a really good job, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, really just, you know, focusing on like one person that's like really having a good time that you vibing with, and like how can we get that one person to get the next people to this one person to dance and stuff like that too. So, you know, so yeah, I think it's just focusing on one energy, just trying to broaden it out to the whole crowd.
Of course. Is there like a specific set that like really stood out to you, where you feel like everything was just a perfect sync, where like the crowd was just, you know, vibing, you were vibing, you felt good?
I've been talking about this set a lot recently because I went on tour in January. Me and Glock 40 Spaz, we did a show in Dallas, and that show wasn't supposed to happen. like the show almost got canceled, all type of stuff.
Wow.
It felt like a real movie for real. I try to explain it the best way I can, but I just feel like words don't do that experience justice. And I always do like a 30-minute set before, you know, he comes out or whatever. And I just feel like that was just such a I feel like that was one of my best sets of that whole tour. Like, it was just, sometimes when you like a creative or like, you know, you're doing your thing and like, you know, the creative space or whatever, sometimes you just leave Earth. And I felt like I left Earth that day. Like, I really do feel like everything was just, you know, like dream state type of energy, you know? And it wasn't like, you know, that I did like some like magic trick or like, you know, did this like literally just playing songs, but it's just like when you connect with a crowd so well, it's like y'all know each other already. Right. But it's like, you gotta remember, like, it's my first time on tour, it's my first time on Dallas, these kids don't know who I am, but it's like, when the energy is there, it's like, it's gonna feel like you just know these people already. So yeah, my show in Dallas for sure, but like another set too, just like my early sets with Lyrical, like when I opened up for like Lil Tecca a long time ago, my Lil Key show, like my Lil Key, recipes Lil Key, my little key show was crazy. That's like one of my favorite gigs of like all time. Just cause I wasn't supposed to be on stage that long, but I like made it work.
Right.
And like when you gotta, like I always say, DJing is like being a quarterback. Sometimes you gotta kind of make audibles or like, you know, make different plays and stuff like that just to keep the crowd going in certain environments. So that's what was one of those experiences. But that was super crazy too. So, yeah.
Well, you mentioned you were on tour for Glock 40. How was, you know, because, you know, you were there for a while. How was it?
That was fun. That was like one of the best months of my life. I'm like, wow. Like shout out Glock, shout out Ben, shout out Velly, shout out Hush, all the gang over there. Yeah, that was super fun. I'm just glad that they, you know, picked me to do that because, you know, I feel like as a DJ, it's always a goal to go on tour. It's always a goal to, you know what I'm saying, like go out from where you're from and to take it to a whole nother level, you know, see these different places and meet these different people, you know, try to, you know, get your name out there and also like just put the best set you can on, you know, and also just doing your job. I feel like a lot of not like a diss number, but I just feel like it's not like a lot of DJs that don't focus on that point either. Like a lot of this stuff is business. So like it's like when you go on tour, you just really want to do your job well and also, you know, represent yourself well.
Right.
I feel like they gave me the chance to do that, and you know, I had so much fun. It was like we did so many random things from like going to the movies and like like Houston to like just walking around in New York and like you know just also being around different cultures. Like you know, one thing I did on tour that was like super special to me. Like I said, like I really love music, so I know regional music is like a certain thing. So like you know, for Houston I'll try to play like you know some DJ Screw stuff before I start my set. Right. You know, New York, we playing all the New York drill, or like the stuff that you know they rock with out there. Just tapping in different cities to you know make them feel at home because we really stepping into their territory.
Yeah,
you know
definitely.
So, yeah, like that was so important to me. So yeah, like tour was super fun.
I'm glad you enjoy yourself. You know, that's really big. What's the first song or album that truly, you know, shaped the way you listen to music? Like it was just very like life-changing for you.
Man, that's a hard question. Man, that's a hard question. I'd probably say the Carter 3. I'd probably say the Carter 3 just because like I knew who Wayne was, but like I think that's when I understood Wayne. Like you know his importance.
Yeah.
Like I like cause like I said I grew up around all my cousins was like in high school when I was like a kid. So like they listened to Mixtape Wayne and all that stuff like that. But I'm not fully getting it because like you know they obviously older than me and they could comprehend a little bit more. But like it's still I'm not like fully getting it. But even like I'm older now, I'm going back to old songs. That's like oh wow like. I get this now, or like, oh, I can understand why it was so special because in that point in time, it's like, you know, you got mixtapes and all that. But the Carter 3 was so special to me because, you know, I was going to Legoland with my homie Billy. I don't know where Billy at, but shout out Billy. I was going to Legoland with my homie Billy, and his mom played the Carter 3, like going there and coming back. And like, that was just one of the craziest albums I've ever heard, like ever. I can't even really like explain it, but that's one of my favorite Wayne albums, and I feel like it's just such a flawless project to get introduced to like real hip hop for real, like you know real rap music. So
hell yeah, it's always like a memorable moment when you get into that new world of hip hop.
Most definitely.
Was there ever a moment in your journey where you questioned if this was for you, like if DJing was for you, this path, if you were on the right path or not? Yeah, pandemic was crazy. That was like a crazy year. But I feel like it happens, I wouldn't say all the time, not to sound like depressing or like that, no. But like it comes up, you know. I feel like as a creative, you know, sometimes you get a little lost, and because you know you on the journey. I wouldn't say you're on the journey by yourself, but you know, when you trying to be more self-made and like authentic, like for everything, you know, you could kind of feel like left out, or you could kind of feel like, oh man, like maybe, you know, maybe we going too hard, or maybe, you know, maybe we can't make it to this point, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, you really just gotta have faith in yourself and really believe that, like, you know, it's really in you and that you really care about your craft. But there's many times that like I've had times like that where it's just like, man, like it was super hard, or like,
you know, when I felt like people like that was close to me didn't believe in me, or you know, just like for example, like the pandemic, like that was so crazy. I thought life wasn't gonna be the same again, which is kind of isn't, but like, I thought it was gonna be way worse than what it is now. And like, you know, I'm just blessed that like, you know, I was able to come out of that and kind of just like, you know, carve my own way again, and also kind of make even more opportunities for myself outside of that. Because, you know, when you're 19, 20 and the world shut down and you know, you got all these dreams and aspirations, it's like you don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm just glad, like, you know, that everything kind of panning out the way it's supposed to. But I feel like it's always moments like that, for sure.
Of course, yeah, especially you know, with what you're doing, you know, you're out there, but you've been doing a lot of good things, and you know, you've had a lot of opportunities throughout your journey as well. So we're gonna, you know, jump into that on a lighter note. So you've been on the radar. You've toured with Block 40, Juice WRLD Day, and you've, you know, DJed for Lil Yachty, the Concrete Boys. You DJed for Summer Smash. You know, this is all major things. Like, being on the radar is something crazy. How did that opportunity come together? Yeah,
shout out my homie Toby. Toby, there's gonna be a lot of shout outs today. But so I knew I was going on tour like for like 2 months. Cool. I was like, ooh, I should like do it on the radar. Like, it was a joke at first. Like, you know, like it was a joke at first. It was a joke between me and my friends. It's like, oh, you should do it on the radar, bro. Like, just go out there and do it on the radar. And I'm like, what would I do on the radar? They're like, DJ, bro. Like, what else would you do? And I'm like, okay. So I knew a homie that works there. She also, you know, I know her through, you know, lyrical and all that too. But, you know, I hit her up. I was like, yo, like, I really want to do one, and I want to see what's the possibility of it. And, you know, from there, you know, went through the whole process or whatever. And it just ended up falling on a week of me touring in New York. So I was like, okay, this is supposed to happen. This is definitely supposed to happen. So when I got to New York, that was like the best New York trip I ever had in my life. But I got to New York, I was locked in. I prepared that set for like a month. Like I usually don't prepare things, but for stuff like that, I feel like, you know, you kind of gotta have a little bit of order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
a little bit of, you might get nervous, you might do some crazy stuff before or like during it. So I planned that set for like a whole month. And like also during the tour, just like making a bunch of edits and like taking a bunch of songs out and like, and like just doing these different things to the point where it's like, okay, cool. Like, I not only want to make like, you know, do a mix that everybody enjoys and stuff like that, but I want to play stuff that, you know, people haven't heard in a while, or like, you know, people like Lil, I don't really do mashups, but like, you know, if I do a mashup, what would it sound like? Or, you know what I'm saying? Just give it a mixture of, you know, of everything that I represent as a DJ and how I represent myself as PREME'S. So when we did that, like it went better than I thought it did. Not gonna lie. So yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm glad, because that was gonna be my follow-up question. Like, if you showcase your style, like, you know, like for the radar, on the radar, like, were you showcasing your style, or, you know, pushing for new music? So it seems like you were doing both, which is, you know, awesome for on the radar, because a lot of people, you know, a lot of eyes are on you. It's just not, you know.
Most definitely.
So what's your mindset when stepping into like a new venue, like something where you've never been before?
I'd be super excited because I got like a venue list on my in my phone. I got like a venue like bucket list. Oh, like, and like, you know what I'm saying? I like to cross out. I'm almost done. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've performed. It's like a couple of spots I haven't performed yet, but I try to keep that list on me because, like, at the end of the day, like, I'm still like a sound and music head, so it's like me and my friends, we kind of grew up like going to concerts and stuff like that, seeing people at different venues, seeing people at different clubs and stuff. So you kind of get to know these places, you know, when you're doing your thing and everything. So I just get really excited, and I try to think of what mark can I leave before when I leave here after my set, or you know, after I'm like doing something there. So I just try to think about that and, you know, just dive straight into what I have to do. So if I you know, DJ well enough and, you know, have like a memorable set, it'll definitely mean more to me for sure.
For sure. So I'm just kind of going into like all your sets here that like a lot of people, I'm sure, you know, are wondering about. So for your Juice WRLD day, how was it? Like doing a set for them, like for his fans. Now that he passed away, I'm sure that's like a lot of pressure. Just making sure that energy was lifted and all that stuff.
For sure, yeah. Like man, like Juice, like I was a big fan of Juice growing up. Like not growing up, but like in high school and stuff like that. I was on his music really early. When he was like going to HF, one of my homies, Jay Vaughn, he like put me on him. He's like, yo, y'all listen to Juice WRLD, and I was like, who's that? And this is before Lucid Dreams. Like this is when he on SoundCloud just posted music, and he had this song called Telepathy Part 2 and 30 for 30 freestyle. And I used to listen to that like every day. And one day I just woke up, he had a Lyrical Lemonade video. So I was like always locked in with Juice. But with stuff like that, you kind of really gotta cater to the fans. I feel like those are the people that really, really feel it all the time. Because obviously their favorite artist isn't here with us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to make experiences out of that. It's so much limited things you can do.
Right.
But you just gotta really cater to them, cater to what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Cater to them having fun, and just making it as best as possible for them to remember Juice in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and too, just to just play that fire. Like one thing I know about Juice, like he always listens to fire music. So
oh yeah,
because I know a lot of homies that know him, and I know like a lot of people that know him and stuff. So he used to listen to like a lot of fire music, not even just his music, but just like a lot of other music, like up and coming stuff, and stuff that was just fire. So that's what I try to carry that energy on, like when I was DJing for Juice WRLD. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, now I'm gonna get into a little bit of you personally and your mental health, because I do talk a lot about psychology on my podcast. So we're gonna go into PREME'S mind. We're gonna get into his head a little bit. So you're always moving, and you're always from one city, one set, one booking to another. Like, what does a normal day for you look like?
Man,
if normal is a word.
Like a normal set day, honestly, just waking up, making breakfast, get some good food in your system, checking what I have to do to for the day, because I tend to forget, or like I kind of like, oh, like what time do I have to DJ at, or like what I'm saying, or if it's a late night for me, like I'll get up, get my sets ready, take a little nap, like a little day nap in between, and then just get ready, and then get all my equipment ready, depending on if I'm bringing my DJ set out, or if I'm just just got my laptop on me, and then head to the venue a little early, depending on like if it's a club. Like I always like to arrive a little bit early, just to see what the DJ is playing, because just to see what the vibe is, see what's going on. But if it's like a concert, or like some type of place where we need to do sound check, I'm always just doing sound check. And I gotta get something to eat, and then I gotta, if people coming, I gotta make sure my people straight, get their bands and all that. And then, it used to be showtime. But it's nothing really like difficult. I think I'm so used to it that like other people might think it's difficult, but like I just be on cruise control sometimes. But like I think it's like pretty easy. But yeah, it's just usually like just me waking up, getting my set ready, tapping in with like all my people that's gonna come to the show or something like that. Always posting and promoting as well. That's what I'm trying to get better at, is just promoting my gigs, and like really, really like putting it out there. Because I kind of get like a little disappointed because people are like, oh, we didn't see it, and like all this stuff. So like I'm trying to create opportunities for like more people to see, not only to see it, but to like really engage with it.
Right.
So that's like one of my things right now that I've just been working on. So definitely a lot of like promotion before the shows and stuff like that too.
Awesome. So most people only see the final product of the whole thing. The packed venues, the energy, the lit sets. What's part of the grind like that people don't see in your life? Like people not seeing,
like emails, phone calls, like countless conversations, countless DMs, countless like just nights of wanting it. Like, and people, you could kind of like, you could say that in a corny way, but it's like it really is. Like if you really want it, it's gonna take a long time for you to like get to it for real. But I think when you have a lot of people that kind of like believe in you, it kind of makes the push for it even better. Like I said, like just getting people to really rock with you and they're really like, yo, bro, like I really want to do this, I really want to do that. I try not to really like come off as like like Hollywood or like really like, oh, like I'm Preem, so I should be able to just DJ this. I be wanting to DJ everything, you know what I'm saying? And like I feel like since that fire is always still in me, like I think that's what kind of like keeps me pushing, So yeah, I think just behind the scenes is just like doing a lot of the work myself. Like I've been like self-managing myself damn near like my whole career, so like I'm so used to doing everything myself, and too at the same time it's just like I meet so many people, so it's like I try to build out those relationships, and not only just have it for DJing, but you never know, you might meet a person that might change your life, or a person that just that's just a cool friend, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Right. Well, what's the biggest sacrifice that you had to make in order to stay on top of your game? Man,
probably like personal time. Like I don't really get like a lot of personal time for real. Like I do, but it's like rare. And then just like always being gone from home, like home, like it'd be crazy because like I moved around a lot when I was a kid, so like I didn't really have like home for real. But now like I'm kind of like settled in, but it's just like you get so busy, it's like, oh man, I don't be at the crib no more, like But yeah, that's probably like the biggest sacrifice, And when I do get personal time, I definitely do take it seriously, You know what I'm saying? I play the game, I watch my sports and everything. You know what I'm saying? Go to the gym, work out a little bit, try to do like things that, that could keep me level-headed as well. Because those things, if you don't have those things, you'll ruin your mind like that. So
right, yeah, no, it's always good to take a break, because you work in high energy, places, so it's good to just kind of, recharge when you can. And I'm glad that you have like a system for that.
And too, I like you meet, like I said, like you meet so many energies and people. So it's like when you get to like go alone and like go solo and just really collect yourself and do stuff that you want to do, it like feels way more better than just like always outside and like somebody faces stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like natural medicine, therapeutic.
For sure.
Well, what's your ultimate dream set, like venue, crowd, and lineup? Is there like I want you to paint the picture.
Man, honestly, right now it's Coachella. Right now it's Coachella. I don't care if it's solo set or if it's like with an artist. I really want, like, most likely I really want the solo set. But I feel like I've just been talking about Coachella a lot with my homies and my friends. I'll say Lollapalooza as well. I feel like that's just such a big deal in itself. I feel like that's like, I was going to Lollapalooza when I was a kid. We were sneaking in Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We saw Travis come back like
crazy,
in 2018 and shit like that. So like, it's moments like those that's just like, okay, cool. Like, this is possible. But we got a little bit more work to do. But other than that, just still trying to travel the world more. As like a solo DJ for sure. Like, putting myself more on the map and going to these crazy places and doing like Fashion Week or like I want to work with the NBA soon. Like what I'm saying, like just a lot of that stuff. So yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you had to describe the way you feel music, is it more like a color, a memory, an energy? How does it hit you?
I feel like all three of those things that you just named are like the same. Like not the same, but they all combine in one. Sometimes like I see colors. Sometimes I, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's just an energy where it's just like, ooh, like like it just intensifies you, or like it mellows you out. I'm a big energy person, so that like, music and energy, that's like the same thing. But like certain songs have memories, certain songs have special moments like that I've like had in life, or like that I just remember these certain moments, like people I lost, or just my friends or my family and my mom and stuff like that. So like I got a lot of those like pieces with those music for sure. So yeah.
Well, what's in your current song rotation? Like, what are things that you've been listening to a lot lately?
I'll be bad with it off the top. I'm not gonna lie, like I can't really think. But that Cardi has definitely been in my rotation for sure. I listen to like a lot of old school music. Like Heat Wave, Cameo. What else? What else I've been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Future. What else? I listen to a lot of Keith. I listen to a lot of like Tame Impala too. Yeah, like it's just like a mixture of stuff. But yeah, like those are like my favorite. And Uzi too. I'm like a big Uzi fan. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a great lineup. What's one thing that you hope to bring into the DJ world that hasn't been done yet?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I wanna bring back just like it's so hard to explain, but just like genuine fun. Like we've had fun before, like and different. And I know that's not like a new thing, but I feel like it's a dated thing that hasn't been really like prevalent like in these like current days we're in. So just like real genuine fun. Just going outside, not looking for anything to, like not looking for anything to like. Not necessarily like, oh, like I'm going to this party because of this or this. Like just really being outside for the love of just fun,
Yeah.
And I want to bring that energy in like every single space that I do. Like no matter if it's the club, no matter if it's the concerts, no matter if it's the, like the corporate events, anything. Like I just really want to bring genuine fun, and I want to bring an energy that like that just let people know, like, look, man, like, we can listen to anything, we can play anything, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can do whatever we want. So, yeah, just like that type of energy for sure, and to just like really like just like we just doing a lot of swag right now. That's my favorite word. We got a lot of swag right now. So just bringing good swag out the way. So yeah.
Well, you've built something real, you've built respect, a movement, a name that holds weight. Is there something that you want to be remembered for? If so, what is it?
Honestly, just being like, I just want to be remembered as, great person, great DJ, and, somebody who always, came through for the vibes, that's really it. Like, I don't really ask for a lot, through like, through everything. I feel like I kind of experienced a lot at this point, but I always know it's more to experience, and I always know it's more to reach, so I just want to be remembered as like a great DJ, like a legend for real. But yeah, so that's for real.
What's one lesson from your journey that applies to your life outside of music and teaching?
Yeah, honestly, just the lesson of always keeping faith. Like, you always think you don't have something, or like, it's times that I've like, try to get gigs or like try to get things that I always wanted, and it won't look too crazy, like, or it won't look like it's going my way, or like, it just look, oh wow, like I may not have a chance at this. Like, I feel like if you just keep striving and keep faith at it, keep like, hitting people up like, hey man, like, I can do this, you know what I'm saying? Just keep having people having you on their mind is like the most important thing in that. So yeah, that's like one of my lessons too, just always keeping faith and just like always standing up for yourself. A lot of this like industry stuff and like, people always gonna like try you because they just feel like they can just try anybody. Just don't let them try you. Like, like always stand 10 toes, always just, stand up for yourself, because the respect you have for yourself is gonna go so much of a long way, no matter what you're doing. So as long as you got respect for yourself and just able to stand up for yourself in whatever environment you're in, you're gonna win all of it.
Yeah, that's real, honestly. If you could sum up everything you stand for in one word, what would it be?
Yeah. Honest. Honest, for sure. It's by my boy.
I appreciate All right, Preme. Well, that does finalize everything. Is there like a question, or not? I mean, is there something you want to tell your supporters? I've been supporting you for a while now.
I rock with y'all, man. Y'all cool. Y'all cool. I rock with y'all. I don't like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm still kind of like, not shy, but like, I'm still kind of getting used to all this stuff. But, it's fun, and I'm glad that people support me and actually pop out for me. That means a lot, I heard a thing. It was like, bro, if you could get 100 people to pump outside for you, like, you know, like, you gotta realize how much 100 people is, you know. So, yeah, like, I'm just grateful that people rock with me and rock with my vibes, and you know, just rock with the whole thing we got going on. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, for real. Sure.
Well, you know, that does finalize everything, guys. I am so blessed. You know, I got to interview Preme. You know, we've been trying to make this happen for a minute, so I'm glad that we made it happen. And, you know, I'm very happy to be here. I had a great time. And I'll see you guys next episode. Bye.
Hey.